hand you down to Pitside LSCTV's Peter McDowell.
Thank you, George. Good evening, everybody.
Big up everybody, big up everybody. Week 17 of the wrap-up show. Yeah, quite interesting weekend. I'm gonna put this background on. What an interesting weekend it was. Very, very interesting. Liverpool coming up short. Well, we didn't lose, but you know how it is. The trajectory said that we were supposed to win, but we never. Didn't work out that way. Got the draw. We're also going to talk about a bit of controversy between Virgil van Dijk's comments and about when he was saying we expected to win. Also, we're going to be talking about his beef with Roy Keane. And we're going to look at the stats of Liverpool so far this season. Talking about the front three stats as well. And we're also going to talk about other games, not all of the games. We're going to talk about some of the games of the weekend as well. The Man City, Aston Villa on form still coming in. Now they're joint second with Liverpool. Congratulations to Aston Villa. Big up to them. Nobody expected them to be in the position that they're in. But you're gonna hand it to Aston Villa, man. Everybody thought they were just a one-hit wonder. I knew from months and months ago. That it was that Aston Villa was going to be a big factor in this title race. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but they're going to be there. That was my pick to be in the top 4, Aston Villa, and now they're showing their stuff. So I'm going to bring in my co-accused, my partner in crime, Toto Hammer. Yeah, big up, Toto. How's it going, bro? Have you had time to digest the weekend?
Yeah, I've had time, and my opinions on it. But how I'm feeling in general, before we start, I'm feeling well. Just pick up a bit of the cold today, man. I'm not feeling that well, but I'll carry on going. But I think the whole main topic for this is, well, of course you had the Burnley game, you had all the Everton games and all that, but the main topic is the Liverpool game, and of course what all the concepts going around it. Like, of course, you got fans saying, is Darwin Núñez going to stay long at Liverpool? Is he going to have a successful Liverpool career? People are starting to make videos about it. That is Darwin Núñez the guy for Liverpool? And I might even do a pre-recorded video about that and saying, is Núñez the guy for Liverpool?
You should. So you should.
If you're going to see a video like that on my channel, go ahead and check it out. Hit the like, subscribe button. Just a little cheeky plug there. But it's true. Is Liverpool capable of winning the league? That's probably one of the big questions, because are we ever going to unlock a low black team? Because it's not necessarily every team we go up to, not necessarily going to play a low block every time. But when you go up teams like Man United, you can see Man United was playing low blocks towards the end of the game. And you got teams like Luton, Burnley, Everton. They all play low block. When they're against big teams, they know and high counter-attacking team that we are, they are going to play low block. So, of course, you've got players from Liverpool like Thiago. Thiago's coming back soon, and I think he can be one of the ones to unlock the low block teams that are playing low block. But if you're thinking about tactician-wise, and you're thinking about formation-wise, we are not playing with false 9 at the moment. And I don't know why we're not playing with false 9, because that's what we got us. Because the false 9, you know what a false 9 is. They float about in midfield and they float about up front as well. But we are just playing with an out-and-out striker. Gakpo can't play out-and-out striker. Núñez can play out-and-out striker, but he's not delivering, is he? So we've got problems there. Núñez can't even play false 9 either, because that's some new play false 9. He never scores in the false 9. That's why we clutch Shane to an out-and-out striker. And now it's not working. But you got Thiago coming back, which I'm glad that he's coming back. But is he going to hit the same way due to his injury? Is he going to hit the same way like he was prime Thiago? You know, is he going to affect the game? You know, but
yeah, I know. But look. Let's talk about Liverpool now first. This is what we're here. We'll talk about Liverpool now, and then we'll talk about the other games, and then we'll wrap up at the end with Liverpool. So it was Liverpool versus Man United. Liverpool versus Man United. Look, we'll talk about the Liverpool game and some of us, and at the end we'll talk about that beef between Roy Keane and Virgil van Dijk. It's not really beef. It's basically Virgil van Dijk said something in an interview after. He said that we were the only team that were playing. We were the only team that wanted to win today. And then when I went back to the studio, the Sky Sports studio, Roy Keane kicked off. You know how Roy Keane is. He kicked off and he says, how arrogant is he? Liverpool's only won one title in the past 30 odd years. But Roy Keane, listen, bro, I respect you, bro. And you was a brilliant player back in the day, bro. But we're in 30 odd years, we haven't just won the Premier League. Okay? We haven't just won one Premier League in the past 30 odd years. We've won multiple trophies. We've won 2 Champions Leagues in the space of that 30 odd years. We've won multiple FA Cups. We've won multiple European Cups. Don't just say we've only won one trophy in the past 30 odd years. That's just completely false. So the Champions League don't mean nothing then. The FA Cup don't mean nothing. The Europa Cup don't mean nothing. The Club World Cup doesn't mean nothing. Come on, bro. You need to just get things into context, you know. I respect Roy Keane. Look, there's only 3 players in Man United I've ever respected, and I'll say it now, and I've said it before. Eric Cantona, even though he's before my time, but I like the geezer. I like Roy Keane, and I like Ronaldo. That's it. They're the only 3 players. All right, I'm not saying Man United haven't had brilliant players over the years, but they're the only 3 players that I gravitated towards. Them 3. So we're going to talk about the Liverpool game. I'm going to go over to you first now, Toto. Where do you think it went wrong? What do you think happened on the pitch? What could we have done better? And with the strategy-wise, and plus, what would you do going forward?
Well, I'm going to break this down into stages. I think the first stage is that we played good as a team. Defence, we played well. Forwards, pants. Midfield, I think Endo's the only one who put in the shift. And I got respect to Endo, man. You know, because he is the one who stayed on a full 90 minutes. First half, he was a clumsy, but second half, he was really, really good, Endo. So I wouldn't mind him starting next game. But I think our defence played well. The keeper played well. Endo played well. He's the only one who played well at that midfield. But it's down to our front line. It's down to our front line because the defence has played well. If the midfield's not well and not, going up forward and doing all that stuff, the forwards should step up. And I'm just going on the big screen at the moment. The forwards should step up. It's simple as. Because you had Salah, who he's allergic. This game specifically is allergic for passing the ball. So Salah, he was a really, really big problem there. Nunes couldn't even finish off his chances. You missed a free header. He was by the goal, and for some reason, every time he has to pass the ball, he shoots. But every time he shoots the ball, he passes. So he can be next to the goal and he can have a free shot. But what he does, he pulls back and then look for Salah or ball watches to Diaz. He's sitting there ball watching, which is a big concern. And I said I'm going to give him 5 more games. Well, am I going to give him less than that? Because it seems like he's not delivering at the moment. Gakpo can't really affect this because he hasn't really been playing in his position. But when he did play in his position in Europa League, he scored 2 goals. He played well.
Why 5 games? I gave him a season. I gave him a year. I was talking about this yesterday on the review. Okay, I gave Nunes a year. I weren't one of these fans that said, after 4 games, he's not cooking like Haaland. I don't know why people were comparing him to Haaland. I don't know why they was doing that. Maybe because they signed at the same time for their respective clubs. It is what it is. I gave Nunes. I ain't one of these fans that if a player doesn't perform in 4 games, I don't want him. I'll get him out. I'm not a fan that way. I like to give people a chance. Because there's so many factors joining a new team, especially coming from another country, especially coming from another league. You come into another league, you got to get used to the environment. You got to learn how to speak English because his language was a factor. Yeah. It could be getting settled in with his family, where he's living. Everything. There's so much factors going in joining a new team. It's not the fact that you just join a new team and then you cook. The reason why if someone buys a player from the Premier League and they go to another Premier League team, they're already in England already. So all they're going to do is just switch, move house, move flat, wherever they're living. So it's easier. It's harder for like a South American player coming in, especially from the South American League, coming into a new team into England or into Europe, whatever. Yeah, and just smashing it straight away. It takes time. This is why when we bought Flacco didn't cook straight away. We bought Flacco. Flacco took a while to bed into Liverpool, but when it did, obviously we know the result. He cooked. But I was looking through these stats. I'm looking at our front 3. Firstly, I'm looking at our front 3 of this, and I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at Darwin Núñez. Darwin Núñez joined Liverpool in 2002, right? He joined Liverpool 2002 with a fee of £64 million. That's 75 million euros, 64 million pounds. That's when he joined Liverpool. So he came with a big price tag. Just like when they brought Haaland in at Man City, the people were just comparison, whatever. But they brought him in for £64 million, yeah? He came from, was it Benfica? Okay? So he came in, he scored on his debut game in the FA Community Shield, okay? the FA Community Shield. So everybody thought this is the guy, he's going to cook. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter. I like to give people a chance. So I remember last season, he wasn't really cooking, okay? He scored goals, but people were still on his back. And I said, look, he's coming to a Liverpool team who's dejected. At the end, the midfield is completely shot. Yeah, there's no confidence in the team. You can't expect a new player come in to just carry the team that way. It takes time. It takes time. This is what your captain's there for. And our captain at the time was Jordan Henderson, and he wasn't performing. He wasn't performing on the pitch or off the pitch. It's as simple as that. So you can't really blame Darwin Núñez for that. This is why I was one of these fans that said, you know what? I'm going to give Darwin Núñez a chance. I'm not going to just, boom, hit him that way. I'm going to give him a season. I'm going to give him a year. And after a year, if he's still not cooking, in my opinion, I don't want him. I don't want him. Or I don't want to get rid of him. I just don't think he should start as our striker. Maybe be a rotation player, rotate with someone, come on the bench and be an impact player, okay? So I said, okay, we'll leave it that way. So it's been a year. It's been a year, just over a year now. And I was looking at the stats of our front three, okay? I'm looking at our stats of our front three, yeah? This is so far in the Premier League season. Mohamed Salah, right, Mohamed Salah has played 17 games and scored 11 goals, and he's a winger. This is Mohamed Salah. We know Mohamed Salah is exceptional, okay? He's an exceptional player. Darwin Núñez has played 16 games and scored 4. So in 16 games, he has scored 4. I said 5 yesterday. I thought it was 5, but it's worse than we thought. 4. Now, if you're a manager of a team, of a club like Liverpool, one of the biggest clubs in the world, fact, one of the most successful clubs in the world, fact. If you're looking at them stats here, and you thought, right, Darwin Núñez, we spent all that money for him, 60+ million from Benfica. We've brought him in. He's been there a year. There was always this thing about the language barrier. He knows a little bit English now, or whatever. I never thought that was a factor now with the language anyway. But I'm looking at that. And if you look at that, what you're going to think? You think, right, he scored 16 goals. He's had 16 games, scored 4 goals. Diogo Jota, 12 games, 4 goals. I'm sure if Diogo Jota wouldn't have got injured, he would be on more than 4. Luis Diaz, 16 games, 3 goals. So Luis Diaz is even worse. 16 games, 3 goals, because Diaz has been at the club a lot longer than Darwin Núñez. Dominic Szoboszlai is a midfielder. 17 games, 2 goals. Arnold, 15 games, 2 goals. Cody Gakpo, 15 games, but don't look at the Cody Gakpo things, because some of them I remember we coming out at half time. So Gakpo's got 2 goals. Virgil van Dijk got 1 goal. Anyway, but we're looking at our last previous games, our last 5-6 games. All the goals have come from the midfield. So if you're looking at that, you're looking at that stat as our front three or our front 4, because we've got the rotation players as well with Gakpo. That's not good. That's not good in my opinion. What are you looking at that stat? Darwin Núñez. I'm not just singling out Darwin Núñez. I'm singling out the whole strike force. People say that Liverpool's got the best strike force in the Premier League, but looking at that stats, that doesn't think. I'm looking at the stat. I'm thinking we ain't got the best strike force in the Premier League. Not with them stats. We've got Mo Salah, 11 goals, and he's got 11 goals. 11 goals in 17 games, and you're looking at the assists from Mohamed Salah, 17 assists. You know what I mean? That's amazing. But you're looking at Darwin Núñez, 16 goals, 16 games, 4 goals.
The thing is, right, when Núñez came to Liverpool, I'm gonna explain.
I'm not singling that Núñez.
I know, we're not singling that Núñez.
No.
We're not singling that Núñez. I'm just gonna name the stats of what I expected from him because he came from Benfica, right?
Yeah.
He had all high hopes coming to Liverpool. I think, right, to me, I think he's not the most clinical striker. He's not the most clinical striker in Liverpool. I think the most clinical striker, you think about it, is Cody Gakpo. That is the most.
Yeah, when he does play.
When he does play, yeah. But when he came to Liverpool, this was his stats from Benfica. In the 2020-21 season, he has 21 matches and 6 goals. That's in the 2020 season, right? But in the 2021 season, the 2022 season, in the Champions League, he had 10 matches and 6 goals. In the Portugal League, he's had 28 matches 26 goals and 4 assists. So I was thinking, this guy's going to cook for Liverpool. But then I rethought about it a couple of weeks ago and says, did he only cook for Benfica because the defenders were much worse than it compared to the Premier League? Because the Premier League, of course, you got class defenders, they're more faster compared to the Portugal League. The Portugal League's more slower, isn't it? Because that's why, like, if you compare centre backs, right, proper Premier League centre back, proven centre backs, and compare it to the Liga centre backs, different player can cook at different leagues, right? Nunes cooked in the Portugal League. So I was thinking, if you can cook in the Portugal League and if you can cook in the Champions League, you can cook for Liverpool and in European Cups. And if we can cook in the Champions League for Benfica, I'm sure we can cook in Europa League for Liverpool, right? But I'm not seeing that now. So I'm thinking, what is going on with Nunes? Is it a personal issue? Is it just his ability? Or you just kind of can't adapt to the Premier League? Because even if you can't adapt to the Premier League, I'm sure we can do good in Europa. Because we're playing against no-mark teams in Europa, yeah? And he's not even scoring. He's barely scoring in the Europa League. So I'm thinking, all right, he can't cook in the Premier League, fair enough, but at least cook in the European Trophy, Europa League. But he's not even doing that. So I'm going to repeat my words again. Is it a personal issue, or is it his ability, and he's just can't adapt to Liverpool? And I'm going with...
This is what I'm saying,
I'm confused at this point.
What are you going with? What are you going to say? What are you going with?
I'm just going to go that he can't fit in Liverpool's style of play.
Maybe that's what it is.
He's not even.
I'm not disrespecting him. I'm not saying he's a crap player. I'm not saying that. Complete opposite. What I'm saying is, I was speaking to someone on my WhatsApp group last night. I was texting with him last night, yeah. Another content creator. And I said, look, it's not a hate on Darwin Nunes. It is not a hate on Darwin Nunes. Not at all. It's the fact is, some players can go to certain clubs and cook. You might get some players like Varane. I think it was Varane. He went to Man United back in the day. And then he didn't cook. He was a brilliant player, but when he went to Man United, he just didn't cook. You got some players just don't fit into a certain system. And when Klopp saw him play for Benfica, I don't think he studied him that much. He saw him play for Benfica, and I thought, yeah, he will cook. But he just didn't work out that way. He did not work out that way, and that's just the way it is. And sometimes, right? Sometimes, that's the way things are. That's just the way things are. I'm not. It's not a personal attack because I'm looking at Diogo Jota. He scored. Okay, he's been out injured. I'm looking at Diogo Jota, and Jota, he's got 12 games, 4 goals. Diaz, 16 games and 3 goals. So Diaz is just as worse as Nunes. Our front three are not performing. The only one who's performing is Salah. He's the only one who's performing. And like yesterday, if you look at yesterday's game, Salah was shocking. He was shocking. I thought all the previous games, the last couple of games, that Salah was greedy because he wanted that 200 goal. Now he's at the 200 goal, he's still greedy. That pass yesterday that he should have passed into Tsimikas. He didn't do it. He should have. That could have been a goal if he would have passed to Tsimikas. Tsimikas was in a good position and he decided to try and just hit it into no man's land. The team was terrible yesterday. The team was terrible. These are the players that saw that. The defense was perfect. I ain't got a problem with the defense. Tsimikas, good. The only person in defense for me, what played horrible was Trent. Trent was just lobbing random balls into no man's land. He was just kicking it everywhere. Oh yeah, and hoping for the best that someone picked it up. It's like Trent was just like memorized. It's like he was. I don't know what was wrong with him. It's like he was hypnotized. He was just getting the ball and he was just going through the motions. Oh yeah, there you go. There's the ball. Hope for the best. There was no accuracy. Trent is supposed to. He's the best. Look, he's the best right back in the Premier League. Right? He's the best. He's the best. He's probably the best right back in the world. The guy is world class, but yesterday he wasn't world class. This is a point of having world class players. When you got world class players in your team, when your team's not playing good, the world class players step up and help the team go forward. This result yesterday for Man United was a win. It was a win for them. They come to Liverpool, they rolled up at Anfield, Man United, and they got a draw to a team. Really, that should have got peppered. This is why I didn't go out and say all this peppered thing on Twitter. I was smart. I said, I don't care who, you're not going to roll. My tweet's still on Twitter. If you go and check out my tweet, you go through my profile and you'll see my Twitter. I said, I'm not going to get roped into this 8-0 business or 10-0 business. I don't care if we win by 1 or 10. Winning is winning. 3 goals. No, 1 goal, 3 points. A win, 3 points. That's it. That's all I cared about. I weren't getting roped into this thing where a lot of the rival fans was trying to rope people in and say, oh, come on, you should win this for 5-0 and it 6-0. So when you say it on your YouTube channel, they can say, look, you said you were going to win 6-0. Yeah. I was smart. I said, nah, I don't think so. I just said, long as we win, and I don't care if it's 1. But it didn't work out that. But I'm looking at our stats of our front three, and it's not looking good for us, for our front three. Now, regarding our formation, I'm going to get into the formation now. Why is Klopp playing possession football?
Yes.
Why can't Klopp go back? Would you like Klopp to go back to the old system where we call the rock and roll football, where we just get our front three firing on all cylinders?
Definitely, because our attacks now, it seems like we're making less attacks like it was last season. Even though, our team was in the best state last season, we're still going for attacks. We're still pressing. It seems like when the front three is pressing, they just stand there. When the defender has the ball, they just stand there and wait for them to make the pass and give him more time for the centre back to make a long ball or maybe a counter-attacking pass to start another attack for the opposition team, right? But it seems like we're not pressing enough, not showing enough determination. There's no encouragement from the players. It seems like our defence is playing world class. When it comes to our front line, and we need our attacking midfielders to press, we need our strikers to press, we need our wingers to press, the right backs and left backs, It seems like it's getting had over every single time. And this is what I thought now, that we are playing too slow, and every time we are going for attack, it seems like the game just slows down, then the game gets boring for Liverpool, and then we're just stuck in this possession and trying to keep as much possession as possible. But what we need to go for is try to go for high score lines, because we can't concede to teams like, even though City's not in a bad state, we can't concede to teams like City and expect to come back with a win. Teams are starting to clock on, like United. Second half, they played a low block, and we couldn't get through the low block at all. We didn't even try press. We didn't even try score another goal, even though we didn't even score a goal before, right? At least score 1 and get the 3 points. But there's no determination from the players. I want to go back to this GGM pressing system. I want to go back to the pressing system. I want to go back to the fluid counter-attack system. I want to go back to the counter-attacks, man. It seems like our counter-attacks now are not dangerous like they used to. When we had our famous front three. But Bobby Firmino, Salah and Mane, when we kept on doing that counter-attack, the front three gelled. I thought it seemed like the front three is a big problem now. They're not gelling. I thought Nunes and Sanchez were going to gel. They didn't gel this game, did they? My front three would be, and I said this at the beginning of the season, would be Gakpo in the middle, Jota on the left, and Salah on the right. That's the way I would do it. Some people are saying I should have Gakpo on the left. No, I don't think Gakpo should be on the left, even though he's originally a left winger. To me, he just ain't got that explosive pace off the line. When he gets going, he gets fast. But I think Jota will be better on the left. Jota is a better left winger for me. And I think Gakpo should be in the middle. I said that from the beginning. I thought Gakpo was going to get the number 9. He didn't get the number 9. Remember? And everyone was debating who was going to get the number 9 shirt. I thought Gakpo, right? He needs a run of games. He needs 4 games. He needs 4 run of games. Jota on the left, Gakpo in the middle, and on the right-hand side, Salah. That 3, let them cook for 4 games and see where you go from there. Because for me, when I'm looking at Nunes in the middle, and I'm looking at Diaz on the left, I'm looking at Salah on the right, they're not gelling. They're just not gelling. They're just tripping over each other. That's what it seems like on TV to me when you watch it, just tripping over each other. So that's in that Liverpool game.
It is what it is. We're still second in the table, 1 point behind Arsenal. We've got Arsenal this week, and we'll see how it goes from there. It's not over yet, but again, in my opinion, I said before, I think we need a defender and a DM. I would sacrifice the DM. So forget the DM, get Pachetic and get Endo and get McAllister to rotate as the DM role, as that DM role, and I'd buy a striker. What you said yesterday, I agree with you. I think we should buy a striker. I think we should buy the striker and sacrifice the DM. And because I thought Endo had a good game yesterday. I know his passing accuracy is not as he's not as good as McAllister. This is why Klopp likes McAllister in the DM, because his passing accuracy is phenomenal. But Endo is still good in that role, so they can rotate like they do now. When Pachetic comes back, he can jump in that role as well. So I'd leave the DM for now, and I'd sacrifice the DM and get a striker, get an out number 9, and we'll get at them and see what happens from there. That's just my opinion. So we're gonna get on to the next game. We're gonna go through the results. I'll bring them up in a minute. I'm just gonna bang them up there. We'll go through them quick, and then we'll wrap up the show. So Toto. When do we play again? We play on Wednesday, is it? We got the cup.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at it. Man City hit with a fine, by the way. Man City got hit with a fine, 120k fine for the Tottenham uproar. You remember when Haaland kicked off with the referee and they all went round the referee? That's not going to hurt them. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
What's 120,000 going to do to an oil club? Tell me.
Nothing. Right, let me just bring these up. There we go. So we're going to go through the fixtures.
Yeah.
Got the fixtures there on the screen. We'll do this and then we'll wrap up quick. Let's finish this show up. So we're going to go through it now. Bournemouth, Luton, suspended because of the player who, got it's a shame. Yeah, I think he's I think he's all right at the moment. We'll see how it goes. Let's bring that in there.
Yeah, going through a cardiac arrest, that's different, you know. Like Aguero went through cardiac arrest and he didn't play football again. He retired, didn't he?
Yeah. But this guy's supposed to have an operation. This guy's supposed to have a heart surgery about 4 or 5 months ago. So what's he doing playing football? That's what I heard. I
know, man, because I'm just going to keep referring back to the Aguero. Like, I know Aguero happened all of a sudden, he had the last of breath. Yeah. But this one, I'm thinking, if you have a cardiac arrest, are you ever going to play football again? Because that can happen. That can come back to haunt you any time. Like, you can be playing football, but it can even cause death if you have another cardiac arrest. Because, you know, the activity of the football. But I hope he's okay, man. That's all I got to say. I hope he's okay.
So that player got suspended for a further date because obviously the guy had just dropped down like that in the pitch. Chelsea 2, Sheffield United 0. What do you think of this game? I didn't really watch it. So Chelsea again, inconsistent Chelsea. They win 2, lose 3. That's Chelsea, I think. This is why I still can't believe Chelsea. Yeah, I still can't believe Chelsea are below Man United. You know,
because Chelsea's not consistent. It's like what you said.
That's what I'm saying.
You know that Cole Palmer for Chelsea, I rate him, man. That Cole Palmer.
Come from Gallagher.
Yeah, Gallagher's a good player as well, you know. It's really interesting. But for Chelsea, Cole Palmer's a really outstanding one. That Nicholas Jackson, what they call the baby Drogba, he's nowhere near Drogba. Not yet.
Nowhere near. Not even close.
Early doors, even solo and Toto strapping in to give a like. Yeah, man. Big up Early Doors Football TV. And make sure you hit the like on both channels because it causes double stream.
Yeah, both channels as well. Early Doors, big up.
And subscribe.
And Solo P1, my channel as well. Because every time we stream together. But thank for the support, man. Just smash the like button. Big up, bro. So I'm looking at this. So basically, Chelsea went with a 4-2-3-1. Nicholas Jackson up front, Palmer behind him. So again, they went for a 4-2-3-1. I like that formation to be a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, lots of attacking mids.
Yeah. Gallagher got a yellow card. And yeah, the goals from who scored the goals?
Cole Palmer and Jackson.
Yeah, Palmer and Jackson. Yeah, I can see Palmer in the 61st minute.
Yeah, he collapsed last season in the Championship as well. So he said,
really?
yeah, in the EFL Championship, the one below the Premier League, he collapsed last season there as well, and he's Tom early does football, of course, referred to Gaffer in the group. He said he should call it a day. What happened on Saturday, which I think as well, you know, having 2 cardiac arrests, one in the Championship last year and one this year. Next, if you keep on playing football and you have another cardiac arrest, it could even be worse, you know. So he should call it a day. Aguero called it a day as soon as he had one. He never played football again after that. And Tom,
you don't want to mess with your heart.
I know, because
you don't want to mess with that. So that was a Chelsea game. And the next one coming in was Man City and Crystal Palace. This was the big shock of the weekend. I was watching this on YouTube channel yesterday, and people were going, look how Liverpool drew against United. This was a Man City fan, right? And he got cooked straight after. How could Liverpool draw with United? How could Man City draw with Crystal Palace? You mean that's the big one? You know what I mean? You know, and I think about, you know why Liverpool, you know why a lot of people was cooking Liverpool is because they know Liverpool's good. Liverpool has only been beaten once this season, by the way. Once. I think Man City's lost twice. So I know Arsenal's lost once or twice as well. We've only been beaten once, and then when we did get beat, we got robbed by the referee, which after the referee said it was a human error, they were sorry. We actually got robbed in the only game that we lost, and we went down to 9 men, and in the end, Matip scored in his own net. So people should hold that and get the facts straight. And Liverpool, for me, we're still in the good. We haven't been beaten at Anfield. This is the first time we've drawn at Anfield this season. We've beat everybody at Anfield. So I think Liverpool's still in a good place. I just think, in my opinion, I'm not hating on Darwin Núñez. I just think Darwin Núñez is not the guy for Liverpool, in my opinion. I don't think we should get rid of him. I just think we need another number 9. I think we should give Gakpo more game time in that number 9 role. That's just my opinion. I wasn't one of these fans, like I said at the beginning of the video. I wasn't one of these Liverpool fans that hated Núñez, who didn't want Núñez at Liverpool after about 4 games. I saw people after 4 games that people didn't want Darwin Núñez in the Liverpool shirt after 4 or 5 games. I wasn't like that. I gave Darwin Núñez a whole year. 1 year, I said I'm going to give him a year, and after 1 year, then I'll make my mind up about Darwin Núñez. And that's what I did. And it's been a year now, and I've made my mind up. Do I want him to leave Liverpool? No. I think he could be an impact player. He's the kind of player that could come in the last 15 minutes and get a goal like Origi did.
Yeah.
And we need players like that. It was like the Solskjaer for Man United, the Sheringham for Man United. One of them players that can come on in the last 20 minutes and get you a goal. That's what Darwin Núñez is for me. But I still think, I said that we needed a DM and a midfielder, a DM and a defender. I changed my mind. Looking at yesterday's game, if we want to have a chance of winning the Premier League, I don't think we're going to win the Premier League, but if we have a little sniff of the chance, I think Arsenal, to me, is still the favourites to win the Premier League. Their team is more, their development's over. This Arteta has been building that team for over 3 years. The Arsenal development is finished, it's ready to go. Their trajectory for Arsenal, they should win the Premier League this season. This season they should win it. They've been built, their team is already set and ready. Our team is in transition. The Liverpool team, we're on phase 1. There's 3 phases. Arsenal is finished phase 3. They're done, they're ready to go. And I think Liverpool being in this position, in the rebuild, being second in the table, a point behind Arsenal, I think is absolutely amazing. Do I think we're going to win the Premier League? No. And I said this before the Man United game. If it was me, I said midfield. I said midfield and DM. I changed my mind. We don't keep the DM the way it is. Keep Endo there. Rotating with McAllister. And when Bajcetic comes back, buy a centre-back. And I think we should buy another striker. Just my opinion. I think we should buy a striker. Gakpo, give Gakpo more time as well. Give Gakpo more playing time as that number 9 and see what happens from there. So this is a Man City game. It was a controversy at the end. You had Lewis got a goal. Lewis scored. And that controversy penalty at the end, that controversial penalty that cost Man City the game. I think there was 2-0 up. They came back, Crystal Palace, it was 2-1. And I think there was 5 minutes. It was like 30 seconds to go. And Crystal Palace bagged a penalty and got the draw against Man City. What do you think about this, Toto?
Yeah, and this just proves to me that Man City is not the same team like they were last season. And now, if you look at the recent form, they've been drawing, they've been losing. I think I'd check the form, Solo. That when's the last time they won a game? Because I haven't won a game in quite a while, to be fair.
Who, Man City?
Yeah, and these games like Crystal Palace, right? These small teams are going to really affect them in the points. Pep's, of course, going to buy in January. Now, of course, Pep's going to buy in January. You know, look at strikers. They don't really need strikers, midfielders, defenders, because they are missing. I feel like Rodri. Rodri's not there because he's injured. So they are suffering from injuries. And plus, getting rid of Mahrez, getting rid of Gundogan. I don't know what was Pep thinking of getting rid of all those players. And plus, City is in kind of a transition stage because they're playing Rico Lewis, youth players. Really
they are in a transition.
And they're playing, of course, you've got Haaland injured now. So City are suffering from injuries, and it is affecting. And don't get me wrong, City's got amazing depth. Look, if they can't have Haaland, they're bringing Julian Alvarez. Right?
They are in a transition period. But not as much as us.
No.
Because remember, they got rid of 3 players and they said bring 3 players to replace them, which I don't think they can. So I'm looking at a Man City's game. You asked for the Man City's results. Man City, all their results in the league. Villa beat them. The last 4 games, they got a draw against Chelsea. They got a draw against Liverpool. And they got a draw against Tottenham. And then they lost against Villa. And they beat Luton. And then now, obviously, they drawed against Crystal Palace. So they've had about 4 or 5 draws and a loss in the Premier League. So their record's not been good either. I think Liverpool's got a decent record. This is why Man City are in that position they are now. Do I think Man City's out of the title race? No way. I still think Arsenal's the favourites though, because their team is trajectory is to win it this year because their rebuild is done. Their build is done.
Yeah.
They come up short last season, but they just tweaked it just enough. Ours is in phase 1. Our rebuild is in phase 1. So if we're lucky that we're still there. I think, and the record at Anfield as well, and the record in the Premier League that we've only lost 1 game, it's all good, man. So people should just relax. So we're going to go through these quick now because I'm going to head off because it's getting late. Newcastle 3, Fulham 0, Burnley 0, Everton 2, Arsenal 2, Brighton 0, Brentford 1, Aston Villa 2. People said Aston Villa can't win away. What just happened there? West Ham 3, Wolves 0, and Liverpool 0, Man United 0. So that's the end of it, man. That's the end of the wrap. We're going to head off, guys. So it's a bit short today. But remember to smash the like button and subscribe. Total Hammer will be doing a video after this. I mean, tomorrow he'll do a pre-recorded. He's going to be up on his channel. And so look for that on his channel. We'll be talking about Darwin Núñez. Basically, it's going to be about Darwin Núñez and what Liverpool should do with him. So remember, this is a QR code here. So if your QR code's in the corner right there, scan that QR code right now. If you want to put anything to the channel, anything could be £1, could be £2, could be £3, could be 50p, doesn't matter. Scan that QR code, buy me a coffee, and that'll bring up the payments, and you can put whatever you want in there, and that'll go towards our channel. So don't worry about that. You're not obligated, but it's there if you want to do it. And you've also got there's my social media there in the corner as well. Scan that QR code, my social media, and that will open up all my stuff and come and follow me. This is Total Hammer social media as well. Scan that QR code. Big up to everybody. And this is the Football Duns, whatever. And this is my logo, and that's my logo. So remember, QR code's there. You want to buy me a coffee, it's all there. Total, you want to say anything before we go?
Say big up people. Check out new TikTok channel. Just been posting a lot of Liverpool content on there. And short
I know you was doing that TikTok. I know you was doing the TikTok.
I won't do the TikTok. I just edited some TikTok from I did last stream and I uploaded it.
Okay.
Soon, but I might do another TikTok about we need to talk about Darwin Núñez, so that might come straight after this. But yeah, so big up to my TikTok channel. It's all in the description. Twitter at TotalHammer44. Do a lot of promotion stuff on there. Liverpool Formula One news when it does actually come out. But I'm missing the new season, man, already. The Formula One season. I'm
missing it already. So a lot of good news coming out from Mercedes. Because also before we go and do Formula One, that's our main sport on this channel. But the season's not on at the moment. We've been doing that for the longest.
I do pre-recorded video about Formula One as well, about news and season predictions.
We do Formula One, we do football, Liverpool FC, and we do WWE pay-per-views as well. The next pay-per-view is going to be Royal Rumble. So look out for that. That'll be in a couple of weeks. Well, 3 weeks now, probably. Yeah, 3 weeks now, Royal Rumble. So that's going to be on our channel, the review. So look out for that on our channel as well. So see you later, guys. Big up to everybody. And all I can say before we go, relax, and I'll see you again. I'll see you tomorrow for the preview of the Cup game as well. Up the Reds.
And hand you down to pitchside LFC TV's Peter McDowell.
Thank you, George. Good evening, everybody.